What? No, I appreciate it. Thank you. But, can't do. Hi, everybody. I'll talk to you later, Emmy. Take care. All right, bye. Hi, everybody. I'm back. I'm so sorry. I tried to patch Steve in. I couldn't do it. It wouldn't work. The GDSHIT wasn't working. Let's make sure we send this out to everybody to watch. God. Let's do this. Phone tab, window, entire screen. Just share the whole goddamn thing. Crap. Home X. All right, so where am I sharing this to? Share this. Access is not, paid access is not required. Good. All right. So as I said, we're out here. We're trying to get this going. Oh boy, what a night, huh? So, what is this? What did I just, gosh, John? All right, let's get back to normal. Let's get this out of here. Share with X. Just share this now, for God's sakes. Okay, back to this. What is this stupid crap? No, I'm sorry. What is this? I see this. Get that out of here. Yeah, that's better. So, hi, Kathy. Hi, Tara Lee. Hi, C. All right, somebody tell me what the C5TR is for. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, I'm back. I couldn't patch him in. We tried, Unknown Kansas boy. Hi, Talking the Night. We were trying to patch in my friend down in San Diego, Steve Rowan. Here, crap. He's going to hate me for doing this. Here we go again. I'm going to put him on speaker. C Straight. Oh, great. Yeah, there you go. Hi, C Straight. Hey, Phil, how are you? God almighty. I cannot get you on this thing, Steve. We tried for 10 minutes and we hung people out to dry and I couldn't do it. So I wanted to call you. This is Steve Rowan.
You tell them about the night and they can go over to Instagram and check this out if they want to see more. So
all right,
you just tell them what we're doing.
Well, I got you on speakerphone. I got you so you can talk to people. This is Steve Rowan of Spooks and Spirits in San Diego, who's doing this event here a week from tomorrow night on April 12th, which surprisingly enough, Steve didn't remember. Hi, Virginia. You know what the 12th is, Steve? Titanic Day.
It's what?
The Titanic sank April 12th, 1912. 112 years ago. So hi, Rita. We're having an event here on the anniversary, hi, Natalie, of the Titanic sinking. We should make that a point of that.
Yeah, we gotta get Smith on board with that. He might want to explore that a little bit.
Oh, hell yes. The night of the anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic, that would be a night, like I said, we're doing this theatrical seance event here with Steve and his company. Of course, you can't see him, but you can hear him.
Yeah, you guys. So I'm on the chat as Scary Horror News, but I go by Spooks and Spirits on Instagram and everything else. So make sure you bop over to Instagram and check out Spooks and Spirits, and you can see all the stuff we've been doing regarding this event. Dave wanted to do something for a long time. I've known Dave, God, maybe 5-6 years now, Dave, and on this particular YouTube channel, you can see the podcast we did from Dave's house. So anyway, we're doing something special. It's never been done before at the Omen House. If you've been to Dave's house before, it's more like, come see the house. There's a lot of socializing going on, and that's a good time. But what we're doing is a little different, where we're going to lower the lights down. And the main drive behind lowering the lights down and doing something different is because, as Dave and I were working on this project, I had the chance to get out there. It was late, I think after midnight, because I had been to a show there in LA. And, we watched some footage and he was showing me some of the latest things that had happened in the house. And then I walked downstairs to shoot some promo video by myself in the dark. And I just got this feeling, and I said, this is what I want people to feel. I want you to come to the Omen House. And I want you to feel like this, this sort of, you feel the energy. And so what we're doing is we're taking small groups of people into the home, into the Omen House, and we're through the use of Smith. And Smith is he's a magician, but he does these theatrical seances, and we use the word theatrical because sort of like our little get out of jail free card, right? So when things happen, theatrical, everybody's theatrical. So
well, the only thing is that, Steve, I think that, as I mentioned, I've had in the past 3 weeks, I've had some people here. Obviously, we had the 6 influencers. It was 4 weeks ago. This past weekend, we had 6 influencers here, and 2 major occurrences took place that we got on video, which was the front door opened on its own after it was closed and locked. In this 3rd floor guest bedroom, the cat ball toy lit up at a distance of 16 feet from the entrance of the room. When the kid walked in, and it started lighting up on its own.
Yeah, I was, and the thing is that, so I was drawn to the paranormal for an experience that happened to me in 2012 when my children's great-grandfather had passed away. And that evening in a cabin up in Big Bear was so compelling that I started a podcast, and I wanted to know more about these things. And then, I ended up doing a haunted pub crawl here in San Diego in the gas lamp, and I just was able to get a lot of people's stories, and so I'm really good at sort of assessing the situation. And so when I was at Dave's house and I saw that footage of the front door, I was there on my own. I was able to go up to that door and sort of inspect it. I'm a believer, but I'm a skeptic, if that makes sense. And I know Dave and I are the same that way. We're not, you throw a marble in the corner. No, it's not a ghost. It's a marble in the corner, And so anyway, so I went to that front door and I checked it. And, the tension it would take for that to blow open, there was no way.
Oh, and the window, and we had the cameras from outside the house. Plus, during this theatrical seance event, we're still having the cameras running all throughout the entire house. So when something happens on the top floor and everybody's on the 3rd floor, we're going to be able to review it. So it's going to be a lot more than what anybody's ever experienced here at the house.
Yeah.
And like I said, the activity's nuts lately. We've had people here Friday night, and they came running upstairs saying, "Who your house is haunted?" I said, "No shit." He goes, No. We went down to the laundry room and looked down the hallway towards the door, and we saw a pair of eyes, red eyes, that blinked and then disappeared. And I'm like, I've never seen that before. No one's ever claimed to have seen that here before. So that's what I'm thinking. It'll be a nutty night.
Well, the other thing too is that, I think that what's interesting about this is that, we're going to have a group of people, and with the assistance of Smith, he's very intrigued too in the paranormal. And this is all for him. This is all about, allowing people to open up and be receptive to new things, and maybe experience something they've never experienced before. So I think we're all on the same page that when the spirit's in the house there, when they see that, it's a house full of people who are intrigued and are welcoming to them, that we're going to see interesting things happen on that night.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think definitely there's something to do with the weather and the winds and the electrical activity with the thunderstorms of late, that the house is extra charged. It's never been this crazy, but it's, like I said, I just had some people here visiting from Missouri that came to visit. 2 guys and their daughter came to visit on Monday night. And they were going to spend 3 hours here and this and that. They got out of here within an hour of visiting. They were like, "All right, I got to get out of here." I felt somebody grab the back of my shirt, and then, oh, very funny, Chantal. Very funny. You still have to come out to visit California, But in any event, they literally ran out of the house saying, "That's enough." I said, "You've been here for an hour. It's more than enough. The place is loaded, crazy. It's very haunted. We had plenty of time. It's like, wow, I couldn't believe it.
Not only that, but for people who don't know my history, I've done over 85 tours with people here in San Diego, to explore the paranormal downtown San Diego. And I'll tell you, there are, I hear stories, and there are definitely situations that are unexplainable. I've really gained a respect for the fact that, there's something more. And so, one of the things that we want to do on this is we want to open it up to you guys too. If you're coming out to the Omen House, we want to hear your stories, and we want you to share that so everybody can get in the right mindset, and understand that there's more out there. And then within the house, and then, as we go through the night, we really expect great things to happen within that sense of like exploring the paranormal.
Oh, absolutely. I think that it's without a question of a doubt, we're due for a fun night because it's been so long since I've had people here. And it seems like when I have visitors of any sort, friends or people that come to see the house, particularly for the ghosts, it's like, oh, we have company. We got to say hello. And I'm like going, oh my God, you guys are starved for attention or something. It's just that nuts. I love that. Natalie Angela, Zach Baggins is the weird one. No, Zach Baggins is just what he is. He's an actor. He's a poser. His interest in the paranormal goes as far as the dollar signs in front of him. And let's make no bones about it. That's the way he makes his living. That's fine. Me, I live in a haunted house. I don't do that. So, oh yeah, by the way. Anyways, anything else you want to add to the message, Steve?
What's that, Dave?
Oh, anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, I just want to say, I saw someone's going to be in San Diego. It looks like Natalie is going to be in San Diego. Natalie, I don't know if you're not in Los Angeles or far away.
That's Chantal.
Yeah, definitely jump on my Spooks and Spirits on Instagram and connect with me. I'd be happy to take you around San Diego and show you some of the haunted places and, some places that are really interesting down here. So.
All right, like I said, and Steve, I put the link to go find out more information about the event next Friday night is in the bio about the what we're talking about here. So click on that link and go take a look at Steve's information and get yourself some tickets. This is going to be one hell of an experience here.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, you guys, so we've got 3 different levels of tickets. This is not just a single thing. We kind of wanted to, what we're doing is we're not allowing too many people in at one time. So I want to thank Smith for really pulling together a plan and a strategy to get people into the house, but also to experience it in a real personal way. So, one of the things you'll notice is when you get to the ticket site, if you just go to www.spooksandspirits.com, click on April 12th, you'll see Smith, you'll read all about the whole event, and then you can get to the tickets. But, we have an early show, which really is about coming in and having an experience. We have a mid-show, which really gives you some more time to come and spend in the house afterwards. But we have this VIP experience that we put together. And we think it's a really great value because what we're doing is we're bringing a couple guys who are very well known and been on lots of TV shows as paranormal investigators. And they're going to bring their equipment. They're going to show you how it works. We're going to turn the lights down in the Omen House for the very first time. You're going to put on headlamps that are red. And you're going to have 2 hours from midnight to 2 a.m. to explore the house, look at your meters, take pictures, be open. And that's something that's never happened before. So, we'd love to see you out there. I'm glad you guys jumped on this little live stream. And again, go to Spooks and Spirits on Instagram and you kind of follow what's going on. And of course, follow Dave. Dave lost his Facebook, so get on his Instagram if you're not there. And really, really happy to see you guys here and to have you come out for the April 12th event.
Hey, wait 1 second, Steve. Rhonda Baker asked if for those that are not going to be, for those that are too far away, will we provide any kind of like an online viewing of it to attend online?
Just because of the way we're structuring this, it's a real personal experience. I know that would be really awesome to be able to do that, and I know Dave has done that sort of thing in the past, but we might be able to do, if that's going to happen, it would be between 10 p.m. and midnight, where it would be sort of our social hour after people have gone through and had the experience, and people are sort of, talking about what has happened. That would be the hour. From 10 p.m. Pacific to midnight is when a live stream could potentially happen.
Yeah, what we could do is we could have somebody come and do a live stream from here at the house type of thing. Hi, Thomas. I think that would be something we could possibly work out. I don't know. Maybe I could do something like that. It depends. I'm sure that somebody's going to do that. I don't know specifically who.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people coming. Also, you guys, we have a media night happening on Wednesday the 10th. So if you're on Instagram and TikTok and all that, you're going to see some stuff coming out on that night from people who are sort of getting a little preview. We're going to run through our little pre-show and sort of our practice run. So you'll get a glimpse into what's happening on Wednesday, April 10th.
So, Natalie Angela, I got thrown off. LOL, the ghosts. What do you mean you got thrown off, Natalie? I don't quite understand that. Somebody says, can somebody wear a POV camera? I don't personally have a POV camera, but I know what she's talking about. She's talking about one of those that you wear in a vest that is the camera that shoots, that way.
Yeah, so I can tell everyone. So what we're going to do, we'll get some of that footage for sure, and that will be coming out probably after the event. So just keep a close eye on Dave's channel, on our channel, and we'll get to see a lot. We're going to definitely share what's happened at the house. So
somebody just said they saw an orb fly by me, but what's funny is when I'm live, I notice that there's a shadow that keeps going past my face while I'm doing this. So we got some definite activity. Thanks, spirits. I appreciate it visiting here.
Sure. Thank you, David.
All right, Steve, take care and share this on Instagram so people from Instagram will watch this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sharing it right now.
Cool. Thanks. I've seen tag me. All right. Bye. All right. So that was Steve Rowan from Spooks and Spirits. Natalie, I'm so sorry that it threw you off. This is my very first YouTube live. I used to do on Facebook Live, but I got suspended from Facebook, and I still to this day don't have the foggiest idea. Some excuse that says your Instagram account violating. What the hell is this Instagram account crap? I remember you had a company. Yeah, well, and like I said, I tried to appeal it, and the next thing is, boom, you're suspended. I said, forget it. I hate Facebook. I'm tired of the bullshit I like the fact that I had friends that I hadn't seen in years and years and years and reconnected with from elementary school, high school, and college, but it's like, now what? Go try to find them again? I started to reassign the account, and I said, I hate this shit. I don't want to start this and go back 20 years and start this like MySpace. Why don't I just go back to MySpace? Oh, God. But I tell you this, folks, if you never knew how much you depended upon Facebook and how much time you spent on Facebook, get yourself booted off and you'll realize how much time you spend on Facebook needlessly. I just put that so I keep in contact with Nicole. I understand. I'd love to be on Facebook, but I just haven't got the patience to start to look for friends and this and that and then get booted off again. Because the reason why I got booted off is because of this. Whoops. Yeah, it's because of the upside down photo. Because of this movie of mine. That's right. House at the End of the Drive. It's actually, again, you can go watch this. It's a 3-day rental on Vimeo. The link is up in the description of what tonight's about. Us old people get it, David. No, I haven't the patience to sit there and do that. That's all. You're on my big screen TV. So you're on my big screen TV right now. I'm working on a 40-inch monitor here. Yeah, that's like I said. I'm sorry, folks. I'm reading what Nicole Smart just said. That's very funny. I'm just losing patience of trying to figure it out, how to get back on and find all the people that I found. And yet I have people that have found me on Instagram saying, what happened? What happened? Did you block me? It's like, I got banned from Facebook. I didn't block anybody. And people are offended at me. So like I said, do me a favor though. Do check the movie out. Yes, this movie. It's still out. Funny, the page is still on Facebook. I can't touch it. I can't do anything with it. But House at the End of the Drive on Facebook's up there, and the link is up there. You can also go to houseattheendofthedrive.com, and the link is there as well. I don't even know what I did. Yeah, I went to wish you happy Easter, and you were gone. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Kansas boy. It's just, there's just, you got put in Facebook jail. Well, here's the thing, Lee. I don't know if I did because I went back and it says you've been banned for life permanently. And I'm like, oh, you bastards. What did I do? And I think it had to do with the fact that I tagged Zach Baggins. And he hates my guts. He really hates my guts terribly. Well, good luck, Phil. I hope you do, come out to visit. I haven't talked to Steve in a while either. But like I said, that's called Facebook jail. Well, I feel like I've been put on Facebook, gosh, on Alcatraz Island. Just a little bit further removed from the rest of society on Facebook. I'm out in some freaking island in the middle of the goddamn San Francisco Bay, and I can't get a lifeline to the land. I mean, it's hysterical. Marsha, but is it permanent? Because it's been 14 days now, and still not letting me in. Just liking a damn post. Yeah. I made more comments and basically had people's stuff that was like, there were porn sites popping up on the house at the end of the drive page. And I was like, that's it, get this. And I think that, like I said, when I posted the movie that I just said, this thing on Vimeo, and I'm sorry, the thing won't focus on Vimeo, except for rental now, that it just, I tagged Zach back. And I think he got wind of it and took umbrage with it and just basically said, Omen, you're out. That's it. I'm black. That's what I'm saying, Rita. I think that's what it is. Can we be soulmates? Very funny. For a month? Really? Well, each one of these platforms, let's be honest, is totally unique, meaning on Facebook, you can reconnect with friends that you've had through the years. On Instagram, you can connect with friends that you've met recently and you still have contact with because you're not on Facebook. Yeah, I know that I could change the account, Marsha, but I hate the whole idea of trying to get that and try to get people back on. It's just, you were banned for 2 months, Natalie? Jesus Christ. But like I was saying, and Twitter's for sending messages to masses and to advertise and to whatever. YouTube's good for videos, but each one has their limitations. With Facebook, you could put links and you could click on that link. You can't do that with Instagram. I don't use TikTok, never have, never will. I don't need Zach. He needs, I couldn't care less. I'm a little bit distressed because I'm trying to get this to get big and get people to watch this, and not having Facebook is so much. It's causing me so much stress to get this out there. And I mean, if you only knew how long I could make a movie about the making of this movie and how many years I've been working at this to finally get the final version out. That's the irony of the whole stupid movie. I think I spent years and years and years getting this right to where it finally works. And then when it was ready to get it out, good old whatchamacallit, COVID hit 4 years ago, because it was sent in 2015 and we were done in 2019 to get it out, or 2018, 5 years ago now. I think, Lee, you'll like the movie. I think you'll enjoy the movie. So far, 50 people have rented it and have told me, like, wow, I've gotten zero feedback that it sucks. So that's a good thing. Just like with the book. No feedback that was negative about the book. Everybody loved it, even though I got some publisher to give me a razzing about it, saying, the formatting wasn't right. It's like, well, I know. I try to get every page in the goddamn book with descriptions and stuff. I hate we can't add links on Instagram. It's so true, paranormal. It's the worst. It is the worst. Your fans will find you. Well, did I sell the movie? No, I didn't sell. You saw that? Did you guys just see that black shadow zoom by? That was a spirit. That was nuts. Oh, well, I do yell at my ghost, Marsha. What am I supposed to do? Just take it on the chin every time they do something? It's like, oh. I'd be the most bruised son of a bitch in the present day. if I didn't call the spirits out. Well, right now the book's on back order. I just contacted the publisher. I'm the publisher, the printer, and the printer said that they're backlogged so much that it's going to be another month till they get the copies out, and I'm really PO'd because I was looking forward to getting them out. Yeah, you saw that, Natalie. That's the spirits visiting here. Yeah, they're you bastards! You made my point for me right there as I called it out. You saw that flash of blackness, that dark shadow. That's them. No, I'd like you to get the book, Lee, too. I'd like everybody to get the copy of the book. I'd like to get on the New York Times bestsellers list. I've never seen any spirits in that house in over 100 years. Very funny. Hello, Ren. So like I said, this, which you can do it again. Don't do it in front of the gosh darn photograph or the postcard, please. This, if it'll focus, is that better for you guys? No, it has to be this far. They can't read it then, you bastards. Is available to rent. And you got the link in the bio where to go to buy it. Yeah, of course I'll be signing the books. When I get them in, I'll be happy to sign them. You know, I didn't realize when it says sign, you just sign it. When an author signs the copy of the book, me, I put a paragraph in there and then sign it on the things. And somebody said, because this author said, you ever realize if you have to sign more than 100 copies of those books, everybody's going to expect you to put a little quote or a statement or commentary. And it's like, why? He goes, because you set the precedent now. And then for the 500 some odd copies you've gotten out, you've done that with every single one. It's like, yeah, he goes, from now on, just sign your freaking name. Save yourself some time. I cracked up. What did Rita say? That'd be awesome to get it out there. There'll be soon enough fame. No. Rita, I don't want to be famous. Fame doesn't do anything for me, honestly. I could care less about fame. All fame does is put a target on your back and everybody's gunning for you to take you down because you're famous. I don't want to be famous, and I don't believe in fame. Fame doesn't do anybody good. Being happy and accomplished is more important to me than being famous. I want to get this out there because I made a promise to Sharon Tate 20 years ago when I got the story from her in bits and pieces that I would get this out there. And a lot of the people that are responsible for this book, let's just say have passed away. I can think of Al McCary, Paul Mason, Leonard Granger, my father, my mother. There's a lot of people that were involved in this that are not with us anymore. So, is your house the only? Well, Virginia, I don't know if mine is the only one that's haunted because I'm the only one that lives here and I don't live in the other houses. Yeah, I mean, I know the house next door that I rented out when it was an Airbnb had plenty of activity, and I know what Usher told me with his experience in the house next door was still makes me go, wow. I love the fact that he had an experience there and enjoyed it because it was like, he says, I was in the second floor because it's a 3-story. And he said, I was in the second floor taking a shower in the master bedroom. And he goes, I heard footsteps on this floor above me. Now he says, I'm all alone. And the door, so I get out of the shower, go upstairs looking for whoever it was. I'm in a bathrobe. I go to the front door. The front door is locked and deadbolted. And the outer gate door, they have a metal door there, is also deadbolted. And I'm alone. And I'm like, yeah, we had experiences like that when we rented that house out ourselves for the Airbnb. So, Lee, honestly, it has more to do with the earth and what's here in the energy in the earth than it has to do with anything to do with the myth of not the myth, but the idea that what happened there somehow stained the area, because the whole area's got, has a lot of activity that goes on here that has nothing to do with the Sharon Tate murders. What I mean is we've seen Rudolph Valentino here. People have seen him. They've seen Jack Johnson, the ex-heavyweight champion of the world from 1908 to 1915. They've seen a little girl. They've seen another gentleman and other people that have nothing to do with what took place down the street. Yeah, Rhonda, there is a house there. It's a huge mansion. It's up for sale. I think it's $85 million. You can go look it up online, and you can actually see a virtual tour where they'll walk you through the house by the realtor trying to sell you the house. As a matter of fact, you can look it up online. Yes, of course, Maria. How are you? God, I can't believe that. All these people. Wow, it's so nice to be able to communicate with people. Since Facebook has gone bye bye. Yeah, paranormal. I understand. Go get yourself some rest. It's late there. Um, yeah, there's so many different people here that have visited. I'm meeting with Larson said that's classic. That's what Jason. Jason's a nice guy. They were here. God, Jesus Christ, since 2024. 18 years ago in 2006, Jason Hawes was here. So it's been a long time, and their show's been on for a long time. Do you ever worry about them stairs? Um, Well, let's put it this way. There's one thing about the stairs in the house, going to the bottom to the top. I call it the stairmaster because once you go from the bottom to the top, it gets your ass in shape. Beautiful fences talking there, not far. Yeah, it's right across the canyon from my house. Literally, I go out on my balcony. I look straight across the balcony, and I can't judge distance, but I'd say maybe about 700 feet across the canyon is where Rudolph Valentino's house sits. What's left of it? The main house was torn down. Just the front wall, the gates, the servants' quarters, and the garage and the guest room above is left. Yeah, that's what I said, Virginia. If somebody wants to see that, that's the way to go. Look, hi, Jackie. Sorry about that. Took me a while to catch. I was reading everybody's up. Um, Yeah, the stairs are tough. JP from KHTV. I slept with my girlfriend on your bed near the man cave. Thanks for letting us stay. Of course, JP, please, come on. I wouldn't, it's been a while since you were here, JP. Natalie, I love Jason Hawes, Ghost Hunters, Rudolph Valentino, nice. Yeah, I'm trying, let me catch up with some of the people said. Not actually famous. I appreciate that, Rita, very much. Um, Is there a home? Yeah, there's a big mansion there, Rhonda. Maria, Haunted Hellcats. Hi, Paw Stamp. I'm catching up. Uh, it says Virginia. That's a great question. That was Virginia's question. Hi, Sandy. No, Virginia, there's, like I said, I know that the house next door is, I don't know about the other houses. I don't even bother to venture to discuss it because it's none of my business and I won't want to get, how should you say, people pissing on me for saying things about their home that I can't say. Thank you very much, Paw Stamp. It's from, actually, that's from, somebody gave that to me as a gift. Phil, at this point, I'd be happy to get it online. I just want to sell this movie. And it's a good freaking movie. They should never turn the house down. Yeah, of course. Of course, Natalie, they shouldn't have. But you're in Los Angeles. And the size of the house that was on that property was, let us say, a complete waste of space. And what I mean is the house, the original house, I think it was about a 2,000 square foot house. The property, that property alone, God, I think it was 2 acres flat land. So when you take a 2,000 square foot house that was tiny and you had all this expansive land with this beautiful view of the city, it really was a waste of space. Oh, thanks, Larson. Larson, if you want to see something, go look at the YouTube, the YouTube channel. There's so many different videos, and there's so much stuff that I've got on there. And what's interesting is I have footage that's never been on YouTube. That's 20 years old this coming year, from the first paranormal investigation we did here in 2004, and it's some great stuff. Yeah, Dr. Phil's house is huge. Sandy, what if all your house from years now? It's going to call you decorate. Thank you very much, Ron. I appreciate that. That real estate is worth more than. It's not the estate. It was a tiny little. It was a rinky-dink little house. It was a really small house on a huge piece of land. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't. I can see why they would tear it down. The original Tate house was a little tiny ranch house. It was a nothing. If it was as the Paul's house. It's a nice house. Thank you, Maria. I appreciate that. Visiting the house. Well, thank you, Lori. I appreciate that a lot. Well, it's the property value and it's the waste of space. I mean, when they tore it down, and I was there afterwards, and I looked at the thing, and I was like, "Going, God, this is huge." It's just such a beautiful flat pad that just goes and goes and goes. You have the view of the city from all points on it. It's like, Virginia, as long as you didn't run into my neighbor at the second house, she would have given you such a rousing. Can I help you? What are you doing here? What are you doing? What you up here? She just gives everybody the 10th degree. I mean, she's up their ass doing a proctology exam on them. And I go, God, you really do like to get up people's asses. And for no reason. It's not like she has a window or any windows on the front of her house that show that she can look through and see people. For the most part, none of us have windows in the front of our houses that lead onto the street because of one reason. As my dad goes, what do you want a goddamn window to see the street in front of you? And he said, furthermore, he goes, that's a point of access for a burglar. So we don't have them. Oh, about the fireplaces. Yeah, Marcia, that's crazy. Especially right on the 8th. What's my theory about what happened? Yeah, Pickfair was different. Pickfair, Pia Zadora is an idiot. Let's just cut to the chase. She didn't know what the fuck she was doing. There was no reason to destroy Pickfair. Think about when she had the ostentatious idea of destroying Pickfair. It was totally absurd because that was a huge estate built for that land. It used and utilized every inch of that property in one way or another. It was either a swimming pool, a tennis court. She's an idiot. I'm sorry. They should have let Pickfair alone. With the Tate property, it was a rinky-dinky little stinky house. It was nothing. It was so nothing. It was nothing. And the rest of the land just sat there empty, except for the guest house, which was a tear down, and the swimming pool, which was a little nothing. So, yeah, I know. So, Marcia was talking about my story about the my father and I, when we were building the house, and Mr. Weintraub invited us to go see if he'd be interested in buying that estate. And that's when I went in there and I was like, it's a pink elephant, Dad. My dad says, shut up. He goes, don't say anything. No, he offered it to my dad for $20 million. He ended up selling for $10 million. And my dad said, he goes, I don't know where to begin in this place. We got back and I said, Dad, look at the fireplace is big enough you could put a Volkswagen Beetle in it. Because it was so ostentatiously wrong. It's like building a modern day castle in Southern California that belongs in frickin' dreary old England, where back in the 13th century, you needed a huge fireplace to warm up the entire room. And I'm not kidding you, the fireplaces in that place, and I went in there, it was about 12 feet across, at least 12 feet, maybe 15. It was about 8 feet high, and it went in about 9 feet. And I remember this is in the fireplace in the living room. And I remember looking up, and I was like this going, because I'm looking up at two smokestacks. They were 4 foot diameter across, 4 foot. How do you do that? Like this, 4 feet across. I'm trying to say 4 feet across and went straight up. And there wasn't one, but two side by side. And I said, holy shit, I've never seen a chimney that you could actually see Santa make his way down for real with a couple of bags of goodies in his sacks. It was huge. And I said, Dad, you could put a 500-pound boar on a spit over a fire in this thing? I said, shut up. Don't crack jokes. He was so serious. So we went and I looked, and it was like the master bedroom had a goddamn giant fireplace. I'm going, and then the kitchen had a wood burning fireplace to make pizzas. It had a pizza oven. And another one, I'm going, Jesus Christ, this place is built to the, but it really wasn't built. It made no sense. It was just had 20-foot high ceilings in the living room. I'm going, 12 foot is more than enough, because when you get to 20 feet, and I'm thinking, smart. When you go to heat a room that's 20 feet in height in the winter, it's going to take you so much air, hot air, to finally get to the point where you're going to feel it. Because you have 20 feet going down to about 7 feet, 6 feet, 5 feet. You have 15 feet of space. Do you see that just zip by? That was the spirits. I couldn't understand it. My dad says, this is nuts. What was funny was that when I was a young hippie, when the murders happened, I was obsessed with the case. Show was beautiful. Then I found you under your just got full circle. Well, Ren, I mean, no, I don't. I'm not going to answer that. Later in Texas, yeah, absolutely, Phil, do that. I got to catch up with these people. Shut up, your dad's hilarious. My father was hilarious. He was just the funniest son of a bitch. My father used to throw puns at me left, right, and center at the dinner table. We were going out. He'd just come up with a pun, and I got to the point where it's like, Dad, enough of the freaking puns. I don't want to hear any more puns. You're killing me. I'm trying to get a serious conversation with you. For some reason, I think of myself sound like Bill Cosby. The boy must need to be disciplined. He doesn't understand it. No, we're not being funny, I'm being serious. In any event, exactly, the heat rises, but it rises, so you have 20 feet. There, you did it again. That's got to be you, Dad, right? Right. So it's just, I just said, Dad, this place, he goes, I said, you could build 2 stories. What the fuck is this? Hello?
Hi, sexy.
Who's this? Hello? 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 Hey, asshole. Okay, let's find out who this was, shall we? Hello, sexy. It says Upland, California. Telephone number 909-767-6723. Look, if some SOB decides to crank call me, I don't have any problem putting his number out for all of you to call him up, as I'm about to do. So let's find out what this is all about. Well, this was no ghost, though. That's the difference.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
You damn well know who the hell this is. You just called. Get in my ass. I'll put a heat-seeking missile on this telephone number. Watch. This is fun. Somebody pulls this shit on me. You think I'm not going to call him up? You're not too bright. You forgot to block your number, sweetheart. You really aren't too smart. I just posted your number on for everybody to see on YouTube.
Oh, no, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I just gave everybody on YouTube your telephone number. I figured that was all I could do for what you just did.
I want to watch the movie with you, baby.
What? You forget I was a private investigator. I can tap on your information in about 3 seconds. That's what's so funny. You know, I have a Google Voice number too. You only expose yourself to the light of day, and stupidly you did it on live YouTube. I just wanted you to know you're not too smart, are you?
Nope.
So you're calling me up. So you're calling me up from Upland, huh? What exactly did you want to say? Since everybody's listening live.
I want to say, come to Upland, baby.
You do. You know, somebody else, 3 people have said you sound a lot like Mr. Bill. Are you old enough to know who Mr. Bill is?
Oh, that is, baby.
Do you know who Mr. Bill is?
Baby, I know you from Kelsey Davies.
You know me from Kelsey Davies. God, that's a number that number and name I haven't heard in years. How's she doing? I heard she lost all of her hair. Hello? Are you there? What? You're not there anymore? Oh, well, we'll just have to call you back again. Do you believe this shit? People in this day and age are so, well, I shouldn't say people, but some people in this day and age are so, she dissed you. Oh, come on. This is amusing. This is the most fun I've had since the ghosts were busting ass last night. Let me see. Holly's Hanslate's audio call ended. Reply to your story. What's this? Anything? Goddamn. All right, mentioned you in a story 27 minutes ago. All right, what the hell, man? Man, oh man. I don't know. I got my voice back at least. That's a good thing. Should we call him back again and find out what's going on? Let's do so. I think he deserves a call back. Kelsey Davies? Isn't that funny? Of course I'm going to call him back. This isn't done.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Your worst nightmare. Good thing I stack a brick in my head. We'll send the pizza. I don't know who the caller is, Virginia. I wish I did. Are you there, Kelsey Davies, dear friend?
Hi, Omarito.
So you know you're still live. We're still here, live with you on YouTube. People are finding this amusing. You know, you guys, after I get off the phone, should call him up yourselves. You got the number.
Omarito, I love you, baby.
All right, the guy's number is 909-767-6723. You now have my permission, all of you 50 people out there watching, to call him up and to find out what's going on with them. You got your orders. You might as well take advantage. This should be fun. I'm giving marching orders to my followers on YouTube right now.
I love you, Amarito. I always watch you on YouTube, Amarito.
So how is Kelsey Davies these days? I can't hear you. What?
She's taking a shit.
Oh, you guys heard that, didn't you? Okay. So she's no Upland, not Auckland or Oakland. Upland. It's east of downtown LA. That's where Upland is. Well, it's in San Bernardino. Is it San Bernardino or Riverside? The viewers want to know. Yes, Lee, that's what it is. Upland. That's right. You got it. So where are you guys out at now? Go give him a call. He deserves this shit. Somebody like that pulls that shit on me when I'm on, you know. Yeah, it's Riverside County. All right. The number is, kids. Hey, somebody wants to bother me, you know, let's spread the enjoyment. You'll see. 909-767-6723. Hi, Sandy. Look, somebody that does that deserves to get what they asked for. A lot of hell. I get them all the time. But again, let's talk about this. And you go to that and you can see the movie. Like I said, it's $3.99 for a 3-day rental. People want to buy the movie. I cannot legally sell the movie until it's been out for rental for a number of weeks, because that's what has to happen. Because in case a network or somebody wants to buy it to put it online, they'd want to have the rights to be able to sell it first and foremost before I did. So I said, fine. It's busy. They're calling from... Very funny, Marsha. Very funny. But look, back to some serious information here. And honestly, I really don't give a rat's ass about this number. I'm going to pull it off. I don't care. God help us. It's busy now. You bet your ass it's busy. Call him tomorrow and say, Kelsey Davies sent me. In any event, look, somebody that does something so stupid like that and does not block their number when they call, what an idiot. I'm sorry. I don't care you have a Google Voice number. They're quite trackable. And that's the joke is you're not protected because you have a Google Voice number. There's a trackability to that. Well, it's not. Well, Sarah, it's not for sale as of yet. It'll be a 6-month period. Hopefully, we'll get it picked up and you'll see it on television. But you can rent it in the UK and anywhere on the world to see it. It's like I said, $3.99 US for a 3-day rental. Jill, I am not. First of all, if that's your idea of fame, and by the way, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've had a few. I had a social media influencer that was here for 5 days couch surfing. And I don't get it. I mean, for all the followers and the blah, blah, blah that he's gotten subscribers, I don't see the translation into a viable lifestyle of living. If you're couch surfing and you've got some 750,000 followers and subscribers, how are you not having ability to have a home, an apartment to rent or something? Or where's the money going? Or is there any money? I don't understand the idea then. Doesn't really work for me. Thomas, to answer your question, no. I've invited Scott Michaels, who's apparently in the East Coast somewhere, is getting back shortly to do a movie about this. Well, let's be honest, Lee, fame is fleeting, first of all. Fame doesn't last. Secondly, fame comes with a huge amount of responsibility. And once you get a target on your back, no matter what you do, if somebody doesn't like what you've done, they can cast stones upon you and make you and ridicule you and dethrone you from your fame and detach you from it. And I'm not interested in any of that. Ben, let's be honest. Famous in any world isn't that important in reality. I just want to be respected. And what I mean is when you're famous, you get more disrespect than anything because, people don't, somebody's going to have an axe to grind and want to throw rocks at you because you're on the highest point. I don't give a rat's ass for that. I just want to tell my story and people to, either take it or leave it. I don't care. Just respect me for the fact that my story is my story. That's it. There's not a lot of personal interest in fame because let's be honest, when you're dead, it doesn't make a goddamn bit of difference about how famous you were or weren't. You're still dead. And fame is great. Fame is fleeting, but fame is nothing that I really want. Happiness is something I want. And most people that are famous, honestly, you find out later on when they die and you read their memoirs, they were never happy. They were always miserable in large part due to their fame. So, well, thanks, friend. I appreciate it. Hey, Lori. I'm too much of an introvert. Well, I appreciate that, Sarah. And I same there, Pawn. I agree with you. To me, it's the problem is Marcia, you can get yourself pinched with exposing yourself to TikTok and other people having access to the financial information on your accounts and stuff. Checks keys calls one butthurt. Very funny, Fata. I find that very amusing. Well, Kelsey called. Very funny, very funny. Brad Pitt looked very stressed out in your live I saw. Marcia, that live was that was a mask from Larry the Mask Man who makes those masks. Well, I find myself very amusing too, Nicole. But that was Larry the Mask Man's mask that literally comes under your chin and it stops. So you can't see the blending of the plastic of the rubber because it's under here. So it just makes your whole face look normal. look, I just want to be successful with whatever, however many years I have left on this planet. I just want to be a success and leave something for the world that helps them and helps others. Because in the end, as the old saying goes, you can't take it with you. And as far as I'm concerned, I'd rather help others with when I pass away at some point so that others can benefit from whatever I've done and whatever have achieved and accumulated. Because I haven't got a family, I haven't got a wife or kids to leave it to. So certainly that's what I would like to see done. Um, but I appreciate that, Nicole. Because let's be honest, at the end of the day, it's not about legacy. It's not about leaving um, a mark. It's just about doing something so that I can pay it forward. And I saw I saw that was in your house. The movie stars doing Once Upon. Well, they were driving up in front. That was Brad who was driving the convertible Carmen Kia, and I laughed because people were like, "Oh, that was a great car." So that car was a royal piece of shit. I watched my video footage that I sold to Extra for like $200 for the exclusive of the security cameras of the handlers, the car handlers, two in front, two in the back, and one in the front, pushing the car with Brad to turn the car around in my driveway because the thing had basically a busted up clutch, had very, very poor brakes, and it was really a piece of car. As bad as it looked in the movie, it was that bad of a car, literally, not figuratively. It was that bad. It was terrible. And it was so funny. I was like, on, I can't imagine that the insurance company knows that that car is the car they're driving in the movie, and it's so fucked up. Oh, God. Well, Jill, where do you think I'd like to haunt? Certainly not my parents' house. That doesn't look like the house that I grew up in since they they removed the fiddle leaf ficus that was growing in there for 60 years or 50, 40, 45 years, etc. So, well, Rita, that touches my heart. I'm glad to hear that. Yep, it's 9:53, Fata. Oh God, you're in La Mirada. Oh, Lee, you're killing me. You're in La Mirada watching David Steinson. Yeah, you're out in Flint Ridge. You're not. You're just outside downtown. I felt 100% cooler communicating with you on this live. Never saw you before. Well, thank you, Ren. I appreciate that. I don't try to be entertaining. I just try to keep it real and interesting. Um, Obviously, if somebody threw out a topic, I'd more or less flow into that topic and discuss that. But like I said, no, 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 Marsha. Jesus Christ. There's the Brady Bunch coming back to haunt me. As I was trying to say, Marsha, I don't think that's true. I think it has more to do with the spirits and what they want you to see versus what you can see. Meaning, if a spirit wants to manifest as an apparition, it's in its control, it's within its control to appear so that you can see it. And in some cases, they don't want to be seen, so they knock figurines over here, and we can't see them, but we know they're doing it because the figurines are getting knocked over. Um, I think we take a lot of hubris ourselves, humans do, I mean, when we think about spirits not being able to do things, and I go, well, you gotta be kidding me. A ghost is all powerful and almighty. It can go through walls, but no, it can't go through a glass case because you blessed it. I mean, we are such incredibly dense beings with what we say and how we think about such things as the myths of ghosts. Oh gosh, Chantal, I'm sorry to hear that. Um, no, Nicole, it wouldn't scare you to death. I've said this to the people that were here on Sunday night, Monday night. Yeah, it was Monday night, right? I said, some people, everybody's wired differently. Some people are more sensitive. Some people are less sensitive. And everybody's got a different gift, meaning that some people can hear stuff. Some people can see stuff. Some people can see and hear stuff. Some people can see and hear way too much stuff. No, Los Feliz is about 5 miles due east of here. Oh yeah, I've heard about the Los Feliz place. I know OC Ghost and Legends was doing a ghost tour there. Carmen Kia was the weekend hipster. kind of, sort of true, Fata. It's true. See, exactly. You know. Very funny, Chantal. Chantal's referring to a video that I have on YouTube where having an event here at the house, and I did an investigation that night, and I said, I got to loosen up. I'm very, very tense. And so I decided to do some karaoke work. And when I set the cameras on, I didn't realize that the cameras hadn't started recording. So I'm sitting there reviewing the footage, and before the cameras started recording, as I'm waiting to watch the footage, I'm like, oh, damn, does that mean I have to do it all over again? And a spirit over my left shoulder right there, I'll show you the camera, that camera, started, you could hear a man's voice say, fucking pricks. And I'm going, I heard what I heard, but I stopped and said, wait a second. You didn't say effing prick, which would have been me solo. You said effing pricks. And again, it's on my YouTube channel. You can find the video. It's up there. And I said, that is crazy as hell. I said, so who are you referring to? You weren't referring to me because you said fucking pricks. So that's the interesting thing. It's a lot of times, you know, so have you got aliens there also? They're pesky. Oh, wow, Virginia, that's interesting. Yeah, Zach bought the La Bianca house a number of years ago. He tried to turn it into, as I suspected, a commercial business in a residential neighborhood. Hi, Marissa. Thank you, Marissa. I appreciate that. Yes, that's what I heard. Fucking pricks. Exactly, AO. So, hey, Jackie. So the city said, no, you can't get this area rezoned for commercial. He said, no, you can't do that. And he basically turned around a year later and it was up for sale. Excuse me. It was up for sale for a little bit more than what he bought it for. And it was like, figures. I'm just going to check and see what the hell's going on here. Somebody sent a message. I'd like to see. What do you have to say to me? I said, blah, 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 blah. What's the movie this weekend? Good stuff, Stephanie. I appreciate that. You should enjoy the movie. Let's see what else said. Your message. All right. Have you had a medium there? Oh God, Rhonda, I've had several mediums. A few larges, a few petites, but yes, we've had a great many people that are sensitive visit the house and come up with the same kind of stuff. Well, Fata, here's my point about the thoughts. What I was saying about humans' myths. Yeah, they're not going to turn it into a museum. They'll never let it happen there, Lee. Not possible. Got to hope you will be back. So much fun. You do great lives. Well, thanks, Marcia. I appreciate it. Get some rest. What I'm saying is it's like, well, you should put down a barrier of rock salt in a circle around you, and that'll protect you from ghosts. And I'm going, gee, you know, no, S-Mart, S-Mart. Remember, shop S-Mart, Red Baron, S-Mart. He's, you know, I said, well, what if the ghost had a true desire, like my mother used to say to me, for, salt and sodium consumption? I mean, I used to put salt in everything, so I can't imagine as a ghost that I wouldn't have a salt desire as well. So what is the ghost going to do? It's like you have that salt barrier around this person, and then you start seeing the salt going zipping up like as if it was let's not say what it could have been, but somebody snorting the salt line and the salt's all gone. It's like, well, I guess he was into salt more than you thought he was afraid of it. I mean, the idea that we can make such, and I know people are going to say, you have no faith. I have plenty of faith. I just have faith in my brain over the myth that I've been told repeatedly over and over again that doesn't make any goddamn sense. The box is protected. It's the, what was that stupid thing that they said the Jewish people had, that stupid thing, the big, what was the stupid gosh darn big myth they were having that Zach was on? The Dabuyuk, thank you. The Dabuyuk box. It's in a special box and it's going to keep the demon inside because it's blessed. Let me give you some insight. If there's demons in some goddamn box, ain't no box that demon's not going to get the hell out of if it wants to, blessing or no blessing. I'm sorry. You guys take things to the point of making me look at you like going, I'm going to do a goddamn comedy routine. Talk about ghosts and the myths of people believing that they got the goods on the ghosts. By David Oman, 22 years of living in a haunted house, and I got news for you. They don't give a shit about a box, a glass case, or any of that stuff. I mean, I guess he doesn't. Wait, I got to read what's going on. My dad passed away in 2000, and it got sold 7 times. People lived there more. I got to catch up to people's. All right, let's see what it says. Hi from Scotland. Hello, Akelia. I hope I got that right. A few petites, yeah. I mean, small, medium, and large, extra large too. They may like so. Nicole, 2002, and got it. All right, my dad passed away in 2002. Nicole? What got sold 7 times? People seem to leave there more than a year because he still resides there. Well, I've heard of stories like that, but the fact is, your father's still attached to the house because he still feels it's his home. And as such, he's not happy with those that have moved in because I'm being told they have no respect for him. And they haven't tried to communicate with him and like bridge the gap and say, hey, look, I can feel your presence here and I respect you. This was once your home. But you kind of got to understand saying you're no longer of the physical world in the present tense. Now, I know you find that difficult to understand, but that's where you are. You're not here anymore in the sense of here physically. And no one's been able to communicate with him and then offer him a resolution saying, look, you got to understand, I live here now. I bought the house. And how would you feel? And put yourself and rationalize with the spirit. Say, look, how would you feel if you bought a house and you couldn't live there because somebody that was passed away was living there and was causing you problems? And rationally explain that to him and work that out. The Divik box, the Dabuyuk box, whatever the hell you want to call it. Mostly being like the spirits make lots of. They could probably make lots of noise, and I'm sure they have. And I know for a fact, Virginia, they have made lots of noise. But I'm such a sound sleeper. I don't pay attention. And the reason why I say this is that there was a video that I posted where I got up at 5 a.m. and I went to the bathroom. And while I was sitting going to the bathroom, I heard the footsteps and noises coming from above me, which would have been the living room. So I looked at the clock and this is what I did. I looked at the clock and said, 5 something in the morning. All right, remember that time, 5 something. And I think I wrote it down somewhere on a notepad, just 5 such and such a.m. to go talk. Hey, Sam, yeah, get out of there. I said, all right, when I wake up in 4 hours, go look at the video. So I got up at 9:15, went into the office, I popped up the video and I watched. And there was an hour's worth of video of the top floor from all the different cameras of voices, conversations, objects being moved. And I mean, physically, objects you could hear being like knocked over, boxes, but nothing was moved. There was no one in the top floor, not even the cats. They were all asleep. So that's what I was saying. It's the kind of stuff that, I'm sure it happens, but I'm so numb to it and so accustomed to it. Unless it's something striking, I sleep right through it. Oh, I appreciate that very much. Wait, I got to catch up to that. Very funny, Chantal. Yeah, Sandy. Fiona, which was my 16-year-old Ridgeback, passed away on Thanksgiving last year, so she's no longer with us. But the other three cats are here. No, Ren, I don't burn sage. Honestly, there's something about burning sage, which to me is kind of like icky in the sense that it's not part of my culture, meaning I'm not Native American. And the Native Americans and the Latinos, the Hispanics, it's part of their culture. And if you're doing something just because somebody told you to go through the motions of doing it, it ain't going to mean a damn thing. Meaning that, yeah, I can sage and stuff, but if I'm not pure of heart and using it as a tool to help me focus and releasing the energy, it's basically going through pantomime. It's basically charades. You're going through the motions, but you're not actually completing the deal because it's not about the burning of the sage, meaning ghosts don't have noses. Ghosts don't give a rat's ass that you're burning sage. Seriously, I know people have a hard time saying this, but the people that burned the sage were the shaman of those tribes. And not all Native Americans burn sage, mind you. That's the other thing. Because sage didn't grow everywhere, so where it didn't grow, they didn't burn it. They burned wheatgrass or whatever was indigenous to their area and common for their area where they were. The idea is it wasn't the idea that the sage itself was so powerful. It was a tool by which the shaman used to focus and to breathe, because the shaman was inhaling the smoke of the sage. And he believed that it was through that sense of purification and his using it to help him focus and use his energy. It's not burning sage that's going to make a difference to a ghost. It's like people say, it's 3 a.m. It's like, yeah, so what? It goes, oh, it's ghost hour. It's like, Jesus Christ, I didn't know ghosts had fucking watches. Do they now? Do you really think a ghost gives a rat's ass about what time of day it is for you when they're doing what they want to do, when they want to do it on their time, and there are no watches involved? That's why I kind of look at these things and I go, oh, I don't understand this. Maybe hot sauce would work. But I hope more lives really appreciate it. I appreciate that. The Buyik box, yes. They're not AO. You do a little bit of research about that quote unquote the Buyik box, you'll find yourself in a bit of a quandary. They didn't exist pre the year 1999. It was a vehicle, a prop, whatever you want to call it, that was used in a motion picture. There is no historical, factual evidence of a Dubuyik box ever existing pre-1999 and that movie. It's 100% BS. Bullshit. Lies. Concocted crap. Go ask the Kabbalists, which is the Jewish sect, which is part of the Jewish religion. It's the sect of the Jewish religion that's the mysticism, that believes in the mysticism, etc., etc. But yeah, there's no such thing as the Dubuyik box outside of that freaking movie. No, the lights aren't flickering. That's the spirits running in front of the video camera. No, I'm just telling you, it's not real. I don't know how to ask the ghost to try his question. Red Baron, it's not that easy. They, how to explain? You can ask a million questions of a ghost. They don't have to answer them. That's the thing. I appreciate it, Sandy. Thanks, Jill. Oh, Nicole, I'd be happy to. It is true, Fat. It truly is, comedy material if you look at it from my perspective, because, if you listen to people make these statements about their beliefs, and I said, okay, let's try to work this into the reality. If you take your belief and you put it into reality and it hits a wall, your belief has no basis. What I'm saying to you is if you believe ghosts can go through glass and can go through doors and go through concrete, etc., etc. How do you explain that a ghost cannot go through a wooden box? That it's sometimes somehow bound inside that box because somebody made a blessing. A human said some words and recited some mumbo jumbo, and you're saying that that's going to contain the spirit. Spirits are not physical. They're not water. They're more akin to not even air, because air can't pass through substance, but energy can. Energy can pass through everything, but with the exception of glass, and that's what I said to you. Spirits are, how should we say, an undefinable piece of material we cannot physically, mentally wrap our heads around, because they're not physical. We are limited because of our physical understanding of the laws of nature as we understand them. But we don't understand ghosts because they don't fall into any of those possibilities of being able to do physically what we can do, because we are limited. They are unlimited, meaning where we can't do this, the ghost can go right through this. That's what I'm basically getting at. I just find it very interesting that people make a statement but don't think it all the way through. Hey, Doug. Yes, Doug, of course I remember you. Hold it. If a tree falls on a mime in the forest and nobody else is around, does he... Very funny, Red Baron. Very funny. I love that. Haunted dolls are another piece of bullshit. People hate me telling you this, but let's be honest. I'm looking for something here that I can use as... Okay. All right. Dolls made out of plastic. This is made out of plastic and metal. Similar components, except it's not shaped like a gosh darn human figure in effigy. But it could be haunted too, because this was my dad's favorite tool. This was my dad's favorite Stanley screwdriver, and he used it every day when he was on construction sites, and this was his favorite tool. This has got about as much ability to be haunted as the gosh darn haunted doll. Point is just because it's shaped like a human effigy does not make it any more potentially capable of being a harbinger for a spirit. In other words, spirits are not, and I repeat, are not hermit crabs. They are not looking for a home to inhabit. They're not looking for a place. See this bottle? This is a containment vessel for this fluid, this glue. A spirit does not need to get or desire to get back into the physical, anything that's physical. Why? So if it's empty or it breaks or gets crushed by a moving truck or hit by a car, do you think the spirit wants to feel pain again? Start to think in terms of, let's go, not what we believe, but how does it apply to a spirit? Demonic fuckery. Demonic fuckery, I don't put a lot of faith in. I'm sure that it exists in a very, 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 very rare occurrence, but talk about that Robert the Doll. Of course I know, Lee, but look, Robert the Doll sits in a goddamn glass case. You gonna tell me that poor Robert the Spirit is needing to be inside that doll because he wants to be in a body? Why would a spirit want to inhabit a freaking doll? What's the point? Why would a spirit want to inhabit this telephone? He can communicate easily, can't he? I mean, yeah, it's a landline. I have him up here. He could just as easily inhabit this. Haunted Gorilla Glue. Exactly. My point is you want to make these, everybody wants to make these commentaries and these statements. And I go, great, but you got to play them out in the real world. We don't live in a vacuum. We don't live in a container. We don't live inside this jar. Whoops. Put that back. Did me wrong there, didn't you? Son of a bitch. Not very nice of you to do that, bastard. Let me figure this stupid bastard out. Shit. Oh, that did worse. Oh, guess what? He didn't call me back. I guess he figured it out that he's now the pun of the joke. Oh, God damn son of a bitch. Let me get this back. All right. Like I said, it's not like a ghost wants to occupy this goddamn bottle. It makes no sense. Why? He's not a hermit crab. He needs not have a physical body anymore. Their energy, they're free-flowing energy. That's what I'm trying to say. What? I'm out? Share live stream? No, that's okay. My point is that It just doesn't make sense. Oh, my Oma has a doll. She's scared of him. That. Everybody's saying that there's a spirit inside the doll. Maybe the spirit isn't near it, and it has a connection to it. That could be that is something. But the doll itself is not haunted. It's not. What I'm saying to you, the spirit's not in there because it has to find itself into an effigy of a human being. Because it doesn't want. It's not of the earth. It's not physical. It doesn't want the pain. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I've heard that story about the facial expressions of the dolls. Bullshit. Porcelain does not move. So the facial expression of the doll can't change. I'm sorry to say. You want to put a video camera on that thing, and I'll guarantee you'll find out that it's not actually been done, that there's been some AI performed with it or something that's not accurate and true. Because there's certain things you cannot do. And physical representations of porcelain and brick that are such cannot change their appearance. Molecularly speaking, again, you can't move. I can't make this into anything except I can melt this through excessive heat and then it'll melt. But I physically cannot make this I can't change the configuration of these holes here to change, which is what you're saying is being done with these things. Hey, band, how are you? God, long time. Jesus Christ. The feeling of uncomfortability has more to do with you than it does with it. Meaning, if you went in there blindfolded and somebody put that doll in front of you, 10 to 1, you wouldn't feel shit. There's something about that doll that triggers something inside of you that makes you feel uncomfortable more than the doll itself is. I know it's you, Rocky. I figured as much. I was going to say, I knew who the hell it was, of course. I'm glad it changed your life. I hope for the good, obviously. And as you know, I'm not on Facebook anymore, so. Annabelle from the Warrens collection of crap? Really? You think Annabelle is haunted? The Warrens were full of shit. They were proven frauds 40 plus years ago. The only reason why you all know of the name The Warrens ain't because of the Amityville Horror. It's because of The Conjuring. It's because of the Conjuring House TV thing. It's because of Annabelle the movie. It's because of the movies that were made based upon their bullshit. That's the story. That's the truth about them and the Warrens, because they were frauds and proved to be debunked frauds in 1979 through 1982 all over the place. And it's true. They were full of shit. Their collection. It's like Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum. And of the items, of the 10,000 items in that museum, what percentage of those items are in plastic or in glass cases? Less than 1%. Because those are the artifacts that he paid for and bought that he's protecting. The rest of the crap in that freaking showcase of secondhand junk is stuff that people sent in to Zach and claimed was haunted and problematic. And guess what? Zach puts them up in display and then turns around, and every year or so he rotates crap in, the new stuff goes in, and he sells the other stuff that's from the haunted collection of the museum, and he makes money on it. To me, that's a great businessman. That's not a great showman, but that's not a great professional paranormal enthusiast by any stretch of the imagination. Showing off the Kevorkian band where people committed suicide, showing Sharon Tate's wedding dress next to the blood painting of good old Charlie Manson with his blood and ash. Who the fuck does that crap? That is the most unbelievably disrespectful thing I could possibly imagine. If I was Deborah Tate, I would have written him a goddamn letter and called him out and sent it to every goddamn newspaper in the land and every damn news station in Las Vegas and pointed out the disgustingness of his behavior and the atrocious thought that he could do such a thing to disrespect and dishonor her sister's memory by displaying her sister's wedding dress next to Charlie Manson's blood ash painting. I'm sorry. To me, you can't get any lower on the totem pole and in the world than doing something so low and taking something so just despicable is to do something like that. And let's get the answer of the reason why. For the grand old dollar sign, cash. Oh God, MBLEX. I appreciate that, but look, I'm probably one of the few places that's haunted locations in the U.S. that is not a bankroll. What I mean, the Conjuring House, the Queen Mary, the oh God, the Winchester Mystery House. I mean, thanks very much. I appreciate that, band. I would rather buy Mr. Oman's hand-me-down artwork. Well, I appreciate that, Marissa. It's just like I said, a very funny rant. No, it's the truth is, people are, you're making us like, how the fuck am I making this? I live in this house. I don't have, I seldomly have tours here with, and, I bring people in that want to see the house, that has to see it. But I mean, do me a favor, AO. Do a little research and try to find anything pre-1999 mentioning the word the Buyik box anywhere. Nowhere. I already did. See, the difference is I know what I'm talking about because I already went and investigated this 2 years plus ago when I started the Buyik box. Okay, let's. What? It doesn't. There's nothing in the goddamn notes. There's nothing in the history record pre-1999, and it's because of this movie it was mentioned. If you can't find if you can do the research and you can't find supporting information to back up your claims, then you're left with nothing. And that's the Buyik box in a nutshell. It is a fucking fraudulent myth, a vehicle by which it was used in a motion picture. It was a prop. It was a storyline. It's not real. It doesn't ever and has never existed. And I've talked to people in the Kabbalist community and spoken to them and asked them and said, are you kidding? That's crap. Because it didn't exist pre-1999 because it never existed because it's not anywhere found in any mention in the Jewish scriptures anywhere. So let's just start with that. It's not real. No, I'm a lot of places are haunted, is what I'm saying to you. I know the Sally House. I know also, what's his face, the inn in Colorado, the Stanley Hotel. Red Baron, you said a mouthful with that one. And again, the old saying goes, a lie will travel around the world in lightning speed. It takes the truth a couple of years to catch up. And that's the truth. He's getting rich, the other guy. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Marissa. Now, like I said, Ren, my thought is I've always been curious about the paranormal since I was a kid. And believe you me, I believed in Bigfoot. I still believe in Bigfoot. I believed in the Loch Ness Monster. Not so much now. Because at a certain point, again, you got to deal with the facts. And the facts don't bear the idea that there's a plesiosaur in the middle of Loch Ness when the goddamn loch wasn't established until 10,000 years ago only. That in geological time is in the bucket. Time-wise, it doesn't matter. God damn, I keep on fucking getting... The camera keeps on coming in and out. You take care, Rita. Nice meeting you. Yeah, and the Cecil Hotel was never haunted. Some poor Alicia Lamb had a psychotic breakdown, was off her meds, went upstairs, was paranoid, schizophrenic, thought she was being attacked and stalked, went inside the gosh darn water tower and got herself in there. And when the lid closed, it was in total darkness. She freaked out. She couldn't find a way to get to the gosh darn, I guess there must have been a ladder going up the side to get to the top, and she basically died in there. That's my whole point is that I wanted to share with people my experiences, and help them understand, because I didn't, living in a haunted house. And it's like, well, you know something? At first, when I moved in here, I thought it was only Sharon Tate that was visiting the house. After a few years, I started to realize that, no, there's a lot of other people, spirits that are here that have nothing to do with the Tate murders. And then I started to say, crap, a lot of the stuff I believed in and was taught and listened to as a kid is baseless hooey. And it's basically, as I started to realize, it's a lot of human ego speak, because we can't understand things. And because we can't, it's far easier to rationalize and explain things away to a point where you feel safe and sound in your stupidity. And what I mean is Terry, I'm talking. When you don't know what's going on, you're not afraid of it. And when you make yourself happy in the sense and contentment that you're safe in this thing because of this, and that you're okay and nothing happens, you feel you're secure and safe in that knowledge. And you get comfortable in that, and you keep on telling yourself this over and over. And then you tell two friends and so forth and so on. That's not the only person who's died. It's not AO. You don't have to die under mysterious circumstances to still come back as a ghost. I'm going to read this. Yes, of course. Yeah, MD. That's what happens here. People still lose their balance in the hallway for no reason. Feel like they're rocking back and forth in a boat. Thanks, Maria. I appreciate that. Dilapidated boat. Well, thanks a lot. Dilapidated boat. No, Rita, because look, continuing a pathological lie and the myth about the paranormal in a day and age when people are seriously concerned with trying to figure it out, it doesn't help people. It makes them more dumb because they believe in such stuff. Active Hester just believes it wasn't meant. Yeah, Emily, because it's a lot easier to deny the creaks in the house are related to a spirit and saying, it's unsettling. You're rationalizing. And then when you finally have nowhere else to go but to face the hard, cold facts that you have a house that's actively visited by spirits, you got to deal with it. And that's why I got to you very quickly, because I said, I can't deal with this crap. And it's not the settling, it's the spirits. So what do you think, Smee? Well, according to Lisa Williams and Marianne Winkowski, Lisa Williams being the famous singer, the psychic who was here in 2007 or 6, after Ghost Hunters, and then Marianne Winkowski, the real-life ghost whisperer, that the house has got a tremendously amplified EMF level and DC EMF levels. And as a result, it's like a giant ghost flop house, as Lisa Williams said. And Marianne Winkowski said, oh, honey, I could clear your house, but in 5 minutes, you'd have a whole new set of spirits in there. And I'm like, what does that mean? She goes, there's nothing you can do. It's just like there's a revolving door at the front door of the house. And they come in and they come out. They come in, they come out. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much, how it is. So I'm not bothered by it. I will tell you, I do get scared at times because it's normal and natural, but I'm not like paranoid. I'm like, it's like it happens. I was like, and I'll freak out and go, oh my God, that was strange. And I'm like, oh, right, another gag from the spirits. Okay. And then I come back to normal and go, yeah, it's just part of the story of the house. What am I going to do? Nothing, because I can't do anything about it. The only thing I can do is appeal to their better common sense and say, look, I respect you guys. Try not to do the water faucet gags because we're going through we're going through a drought here and it's not good. We can't waste water. And people look at me and go, that's what you said to the spirits when they turned the faucets on? I would have been out of your house. And I said, no. I've had other people that have been here that it's happened to, and they've run out of the house and haven't come back for several years. And I say, but what am I going to run out of my house and not stay? I said, I live here. I built this place. I think I've got more skin in the game than a bunch of spirits that are visiting here, taking their vacations or their siestas or their downtime here at the house. So I feel in my position, I got a leg to stand on, if not two good legs to stand on, to be able to say, hey, And I have said this to them. It's like, if it wasn't for me, you guys wouldn't have anything here but an empty lot. And because my father, myself, and my mother built this house, you kind of owe me a debt of gratitude. And therefore, we got to make things right, and we have to get things right as far as you guys hanging here. Because if you guys break the rules, we're gonna have some problems. And I say this honestly with integrity and belief, but seriously, what the hell am I gonna do to tell them to move on out? And furthermore, if in fact I could do that, and I could pull them out of here, what do I get? Let's be honest. See, people don't think about this. And I think beyond just here and 2 steps forward. My mom says, think of your actions and think down beyond just the step or 2 in front of you. Think down the road, as she used to say. And I said this to Lisa Williams when she told me that the spirits should really appreciate me letting them hang here. I said, well, where the hell am I going to go? What am I going to do when I pass away and I get to the other side? And the spirits say, hey, there's that David Oman son of a you-know-what. And they just went right by like that, just now, the black shadow. And say, you remember when you kicked us out of your house all those years ago? Well, we're here to give you a sense of, here's the reality of your afterlife. We're going to spend the rest of your eternal life kicking your ass all across the universe and back because you were so disrespectful to us and you had the nerve to kick us out of your house. And I said to her, I don't want to be on the other side getting my ass kicked for eternity. And I said, as far as I'm concerned, I'm making friends on this side and on that side. And she said, she started laughing because, well, that's why they so appreciate you letting them stay here. I said, no sweat off of my back, no skin off of my nose to let them stay. And that's all the point I'm trying to make to you. It's a matter of respect. And how would you feel if you were in their shoes, haunting this house, and somebody kicked you out of here, if it was possible? How would you feel when that person got to the other side? During the construction, even before construction, Virginia, I knew this place, the area. There was something magical about the area, honestly. When we buried my first cat, Arthur, on the side of the hill in January of 1999, or was that January or February, and there was nothing here, and we buried him, I felt immediately like when we were interring him into the earth, that we were crowded by a bunch of spirits, and it was just me and my friend Sean. And I told Sean, I said, I think we've got a whole cadre of spirits around us, a group of mourners. And he says, I didn't want to say anything to you, but yeah, I've kind of felt the same thing. And I said, you know something? I don't feel bad or scared or anything about it. I feel, honestly, I said, I feel kind of appreciative of their presence, so to speak. And that's how it's always been. I've always kind of known they were here, and it wasn't ever like, woo, rattling chains, boo, scary, boo, scary. It was just, they were here. And you know something? I didn't have a problem with it. And that's what it really comes down to. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Tara, because that's what I hope that people will get out of this, since, I think it's a misconception about the paranormal that we all, have been taught or learned or watched on television shows that stink. That's really what it is. Exactly, Red Bear. I mean, I've gone to so many places, and in my lifetime, in my history of going places, and I thought back when I was a kid, 10 years old, we went to Mexico City, and we went to the Mayan temples, to this Teotihuacan, if I'm not mistaken, is what it's called, outside of Mexico City. And it's the whole Mayan capital. And I remember going up the pyramid, and my mom saying, she has an 8mm video of film me going up to the top. And I remember as a kid going up to the top of the temple, and this was where the room was, where they brought the sacrifice out to the altar, which was up there. And I remember it's probably about 100 feet up the gosh darn pyramid, and you take the steps up there. And I went up there, and I just felt the energy there. And it's like, it's everywhere, but there's certain places where it's more concentrated. And it was like, I remember that whole experience going up there and saying, spirits are everywhere. I'm sorry. You think this place is special. It's only special because it has a higher concentration of paranormal activity, because of the house's design and the structure. And that's, what's so fascinating about the paranormal is that, whether you like it or not, most places are haunted because somebody either lived there, worked there, died there, played there, or fell in love there in those places that you guys are all frequenting. And you don't even realize that those spirits are still coming back to visit their old haunts. And, we kind of like explain like this is a residual spirit or this. And I kind of like don't like to do that because the more I kind of live and experience stuff, the less I believe in this categorization that we've decided and decreed that these are the type of hauntings that are going on, and the less that I find that to be plausible and accurate. Because if in fact spirits are living on another plane of existence on top of ours, they're doing what they're doing regardless of what we're doing, and not to play upon our senses for the moments that we see that our two worlds basically overlap cleanly. So, oh God, not now talking about 2026. You're talking 2 years and 4 months from now. Would you please give me the space and breadth of time to live those 2 years and 4 months before we start worrying about that anniversary? Speaking of anniversaries, in 4 months, it'll be the 55th anniversary of the Sharon Tate murders on August 8th and 9th. So, God, Nicole, I'm running out of ribs right now. That's the reason why I don't know when that's going to happen. Very, very funny. I don't know about The Matrix, honestly. I love the movie, but, I really don't know. I just can't put a lot of faith in it. Look, we have constipation theories. I mean, conspiracy theories abounding about everything. And the more I start to hear them, the more or less I start to realize that we do that because we can't accept the truth. Or as Jack Nicholson said, you can't handle the truth. The truth is, son, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. It's a monologue from A Few Good Men. The point is that some of it is so far-fetched, it's hard to understand. And here's what I will go and say. The idea that aliens are visiting us. Let me just give you this 411, because people think that aliens, see, here's what we do with aliens. We talk about, we know how smart they are, right? But we don't give them credit for being that smart. No, that's very, very, very funny, Red Baron, very funny. The idea is that, think about it. These advanced species or beings, whether or not they look like humans, we always have to have them look like humans because we couldn't handle if they looked like anything else, like in the old Star Trek movie. Might be a glob of energy, might be a furry thing. Who the hell knows? The point is very funny, Nicole, that if they're so smart, why the hell do they want to have anything? And I capitalize ANYTHING at all, anything at all to do with a human being. You got that? Start to put that into your processors and think about that next time somebody claims UFO, da-da-da-da-da, UFO, da-da-da. And I'm going, they are so far well advanced of us that the moment somebody starts saying they want to talk to us, I go, really? Huh. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you talked to an amoeba or had any interest in talking to a single-celled organism like an amoeba? The answer is no one, except for a scientist that's studying amoebas, thinks and talks to amoebas. Will you stop talking about that? God almighty. What's my idea? What's my theory about? There's a convergence of the sun and the moon, and they're going to get right in front of each other, and people are going to look at the goddamn thing without protective eyewear, and they're going to get blinded for the umpteenth time in human history. That's what I think about the theory about the goddamn solar eclipse. It's been happening for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years. What do I think? There's nothing to think about. People are going to lose their eyesight. And yeah, in Vegas, in San Francisco is just. I feel bad for people who live in San Francisco because it reminds me of New York, with one exception. New York is built on solid ground. San Francisco is not. It's built on reclaimed land. Most of it, including Sausalito, I'm being told, is built on land that was basically dumped fill land from the wasted city of San Francisco from the 1906 fire and earthquake. And because it's not compacted, it's not solid, it's fluid. So when you guys have earthquakes in San Francisco, the land that these buildings are sitting on turns to mush, and everything starts to move really badly. I know the conversions. I read that about whatchamacallit, what they said about this in Texas, and they're making money on it. It's like, yeah, I can't wait to hear how many people go blind because they stared at the goddamn eclipse without any protective eye covering. I'm sorry. Emily, my father was in hospice for a number of months before he passed, and I don't recall him ever mentioning anything about any of the relatives visiting. And he would have. He knew that I was very much into the paranormal. The end of the Let's get this straight. They said the same thing, Nicole, about Y2K. They said the same thing about 2012 for the Mayan calendar. So let's be honest. Ain't going to be much of anything. If anything, it might be a pull. There might be some earthquakes or something, but that's about it. Do I believe that blind people can near-death experience? I think that people that have some severe physical handicap, such as being deaf, dumb, or blind, and dumb means they're mute, they can't speak, have a greater perception of heightened awareness and other faculties considered, which is scientifically proven that people that have diminished visual cortexes have a heightened sense of other parts of their brains to compensate. Will you shut up with MB? Will you stop it? God, can we stay on topic? Bigfoot is not the topic. Well, Craig, I got bad news for you. You might have been a funeral director, but last thing I checked, there's no goddamn spirits hanging around watching their bodies. So the idea that people are going to graveyards to look for ghosts is about as good as looking for your brand new car at a junkyard. You don't put your gosh darn cars in a gosh darn junkyard because they're qualified and they're capable. They have lost the occupant, and now they're soulless, just like a body without its soul. The body is the vehicle. When the vehicle goes to the junkyard, the soul goes out elsewhere, just like the person does. So just because you haven't seen anything, Craig, I don't know what to say. I've seen a spirit here of one of the decedents of the crimes down the street from me, and I've had plenty of things happen here and recorded plenty of voices where there was no one in the house but me, and I got 30 cameras running 24/7 in my house to back my claims up. That, yes, there are spirits, and just because you haven't seen one doesn't mean that they don't exist. Just means you haven't been privy to one as of yet. All right, so as I was saying, it's about the aliens. Aliens couldn't give a rat's ass about human beings because we are so low on the totem pole. As I said, if they're that advanced, why would you want to talk? If you're an alien, what's in it for you to talk to a human to learn what about the idiots that are trying to still work with combustion engines when you're working with light speed and transference of energies to the point where humans couldn't humans could not physically rework or reverse engineer that equipment because it's so far advanced we can't even comprehend what the hell they're doing. So when scientists like Bob Lazar say, I reverse engineered, let me get this straight. You reverse technology that's hundreds of thousands of light years advanced of us, and you're going to tell me you got the brain to do so? If Stephen fucking Hawking couldn't have done it, I don't think that you, Lazar, or anyone, including Albert Einstein, could have done any better because the smartest human being uses maybe 12 to 15% of their brain capacity, where those beings are using 1,000 times that. And we can't. Oh, Broderick. No, like I said, take a look at the videos I've got, Craig. There's crazy stuff that happens here. But I would think that as a funeral director, the same thing happens. You're dealing with the decedent's body, their corpse. Their spirit has departed the second they died. So they're not going to be hanging around, as I've said, watching you do their I got a visual of somebody's blood being drained out of their arteries while you're pumping in the formaldehyde solution to keep them, the embalming solution, as you would call it. It's something that I'm not, I mean, I'm not into death agony and autopsy stuff. That's taking a physical body, which I'm still in, and watching them cut the gosh darn brain caps off and taking the brain. That's what I said, house and bucket list. Well, thanks again, PJ. I appreciate that. Well, yeah, Ren, Sammy Clays, he was a detective. Boy, oh boy, Sammy Hagar's done a lot of drugs, baby. And he didn't really do too well as Van Halen, as they call his Van Hagar. Personally, I think David Lee Roth is a much better singer and much better performer than he was. You don't embalm them. Here in the States, they still embalm them because it takes sometimes, depending upon how long the body is, they want to preserve them until they actually have the funeral. And you know more than I about the condition of human tissue and muscle and, the nature of the decomposition of bodies. So, a lot of people claim a lot of things. Hey, Mike, how the hell are you? God damn, long time. I got thrown off of Facebook. I don't want to get back on. I know Betty and Barney Hill, but like I said, I know the story of Betty and Barney Hill when it was a television special on ABC, years ago, and like 50 years ago. I found it interesting. But again, when you're that far advanced, what's the point? Why would I want to talk to an amoeba? Unless it's, look. There are scientists that still play with amoebas. So it's possible that individual alien was a scientist that wanted to do a research report on a human being. I don't know if it's true, but maybe that's a possibility. But the idea that we're such a thing, that we've been around for over 100,000 years in this Homo sapien form, that the aliens wouldn't have done this and that long ago and figured us out like that in about that many seconds then, and they're still coming back now, realizing that we haven't changed, evolutionarily speaking. I just don't find that plausible. I think that's more, I don't even know who Kevin Copeland is, honestly. Thanks, Machen. I think you're going to have a great time here. Hold. Funerals are a guilt for Red, you're kind of right in the sense, but you got to pay homage to the person that died. I mean, it's become a huge business. Where 150 years ago, it wasn't a huge business. You had a gosh darn guy that made the coffins to spec out of, 1-inch wood, and you were buried in the ground, and that was it. Ren, when an alien comes and visits me, it'll be the day I'm laughing at the universe and saying, really, really, really? Because as my father said, he didn't believe in aliens, but he says, I don't believe in them visiting here. I believe that they're there in the universe and they're around us, but it's such vast expanses of time and space, he said. And he said, to be able to conquer that dimensional space-time continuum, you got to remember, they're light hundreds of thousands of years well advances of us. Just think about that. Just for a second, think about that and put that into your thinking cap and think about that and then go, what the hell point would they, again, I put myself in their shoes. Why would I give a rat's ass to talk to a human? That's so primitive. We're not talking about human to ape primitive. We're talking human to single cell organism primitive. The human being the alien and us being the single cell organism human. I didn't say that. I said funerals are for the living. Well, of course, funerals are for the living. You don't see the dead walking themselves into the grave and saying, all right, bury me now. That of course they're for the living, but that's our way of, I don't have a pump actually in the aquarium, Craig. It's a canister. I have one canister filter that has it doesn't even have a siphon. The water's basically coming from the bottom of the tank from a spigot straight in. So it's pressure straight into that, and then it comes up and it filters out. Very funny, Red. I appreciate that. No, it's like I said, I think that it's a lot of people, it's the same thing with possession. A lot of people want the attention to say they are when they really have mental issues and really are seriously have some mental issues with themselves and are claiming the easiest way is to say it's not me, it's this jar. This is the demon inside this jar is doing. You just saw that was the spirits. That's what I'm trying to say to you. It's a way to get attention. It's like the social media influencers, which I still don't get. How they're going to survive in 10 years. What's going to happen to these social media influencers today in 10 years when a lot of their fans have grown up and gotten married and decided, I don't have time for this. I got to make a living, because you have to do that in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know how these social media influencers are managing to do that. No, not a sump. It's a canister. It's a canister filter. I think it's a Fluval 404. I think it's a Fluval 404 that I've got there. It says like 350 gallons per hour circulation. And it's got the 4 layers of filters with the different strains of carbon filter pads, regular algae pads, and then some rock at the bottom that basically is the biological part of it. No, I don't have a Berkey. I use for myself for drinking, or are you talking about the fish? I use a yes, Rhonda. One spirit I saw, and that was 20 years ago, and that was turned out to be Jay Sebring at the foot of my bed. Jesus Christ, I've been on for 2 freaking hours. No one's gonna watch this goddamn video. They're gonna go, video's too long. Fuck this, I'm not gonna watch this. Aliens are a generational experiment, I think. My mom had experiences. I didn't. Well, for drink, no, I use zero water myself. That seems to be a very good filter. Well, Ren, the problem is that we all want to see something. We all want to see a ghost. We all want a shortcut to see a ghost or hear a ghost. I have, but I haven't done it in a long time. Private tours, if somebody wants to do a private tour, sure, Nicole, I'd be more than. Okay, does it vibrate? No. Look, Craig, it's a 180-gallon tank. Water weight is 8 pounds per gallon. That's 960 gallons of water weight alone. Then you got what is it, half-inch? It's a half-inch plexiglass tank that weighs another 100 pounds. Then you got the base, and then you got the canopy. That goddamn thing, if in fact the theory that you're applying, which is the thing's vibrating, how come the figurines aren't knocking over routinely? How come more of them are being knocked over and not in particular ones on the tank? Red, you're too funny. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying this, Wanda. But like I said, it doesn't vibrate. No, it's not. Like I said, I have literally taken my hand underneath the canopy and popped up. 2 things happened. It makes a loud sound once something strikes the bottom of the canopy. Second of all, the figurines don't get knocked over. And you can go look under the canopy and see there's nothing there that's knocking them. Yeah, exactly. Van saw that. Rhonda, I feel terrible for you. I don't know what to say. I've experienced plenty of death in my personal life between my parents passing, my aunts, my uncles, close friends, etc. So, Nicole, go to the omenhouse.com. Oh, crap. Let me do this. Here, let me post this shit. To visit hashtag the Omen House. Go to the, not them, ask, right? omenhouse.com. And also to see the movie House. God, sticky house. Oh, I'm glad you guys are enjoying yourself. Sorry, I gotta do this. I haven't done this all night long. There. Can you guys click? Are those linkable? Are those linkable? Yeah, they're linkable clicks. They're clickable links. No, you're not, Nicole. You're not bothering me at all. Please. Yeah, you can message me as well. It's fine. There's the contact information's on the omenhouse.com. My theory on my active house, newly built on developed acreage in Georgia, Chickamauga. All right. Well, there you go. All right. First of all, coincidence aside, yes, people die. People die during the most stupid things. Lots of people have died during constructions of homes and other things, and in the middle of works that they work on. That just happens. That can't be. Yeah, please, Craig, by all means. Send me a message through theomenhouse.com and let me know. So it's like, Well, right now, MB, I haven't gotten any books. I'm waiting for the D. Will you stop it, Red? I haven't gotten. Look, I'd have to sell 1 million copies before I can start selling the goddamn the DVDs. So help do that. Yeah, Chantal, I'm still on. And so you're still up. No, like I said, you're Emily. Yeah. That, like I said, people, we all have an expiration date tacked on our ass. We don't know when, who, why, or how, or what's going to happen. Will it be by a car accident, a plane accident, a freak accident, a heart attack, an aneurysm, anything? We are unfortunately very, very, very fragile beings in the scheme of things. We have hearts that are frail. We have lungs that are issues. We have bones that break. We are not durable beings in the scheme of things. We have, as they say, a lifetime, and that's it. What we do between point A and point B, being birth and death, is what we do. But to lay claim that somebody died and having it tied to the house he was constructing, that's just, unfortunately, bad timing is what I hear. It's nothing to do with one or the other. Again, ghosts aren't out there saying, come join our club. We want you to die quickly. Ghosts don't give a rat's ass about getting you to cross over to the other side. They all know you're going to die at some point, and they don't have to have any way, shape, or form, any responsibility in somebody's death. I'm sorry, and here's my point. If you think that that's the case, tell me something. How come Charles Manson, Linda Kasabian, Patricia Krenwinkel, Susan Atkins, Tex Watson have been in jail for how many years? Those that are still alive, and even when they were alive, even when Manson and Susan Atkins were alive, how many times did they ever express a sense of fear that they're being tormented by the spirits of those people who they put in the grave? I would think that the person that put me in the grave, I'd want to have a hell of an axe to grind on their asses and torment the crap out of them while they were rotting in jail for 23 hours a day in their cells. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. They're there for the taking. They're there for the torment. They're there to be molested and betrayed and be reviled by my spirit. I never heard that in the 40 some odd years that Manson was in there. I would have thought that they was I'm being bothered by Sharon Tate's spirit. She's keeping me up at night. I can't deal with it anymore. Never once did any of them say that. So the idea that some spirit is trying to kill you to get you to come to the other side makes no sense whatsoever. I have MND. You're still... No, don't worry. You'd be fine, Craig. That shouldn't be a problem. My point is you never heard them. You never heard these people scream of this. That's why I say, you want attention to say that a ghost is tormenting you? You better give me a very, 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 very good reason why a ghost is doing that to you and why the people that killed other people aren't hardly bothered by the memories or the spirits of those that they killed. Yeah, I agree with that, Fata. You're right. No, Ren. Charles Manson's got as I said before, I laugh. No, Charlie's got a standing reservation at a fireside table in hell. He ain't going anywhere anytime soon. I'm sorry. So, that's why I kind of say the things that we kind of lay claim to for people to get attention for and from is got to be looked with not only skepticism, but a curiosity and saying, well, is there something wrong with you mentally that's causing you to want that type of attention when people that are dead aren't tormenting their murderers, but you're the exception to the rule. Okay, I'm sorry I say this, and people go, blah, blah, blah. It's like, but you don't want to think of things in those terms because it's too hard and too difficult to say, really, you got a point there. That doesn't make sense, because it doesn't. And that's why I say, why would they want to? What's a ghost going to gain by causing you headache and pain? So you can go commit suicide so you can be on the other side and then give him shit on the other side and say, you caused me all these problems. And this person says, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What do you think I am? You think some cruel, insensitive bastard that as a ghost, try to hurt you? Wrong answer. It's how you perceived my appearance in your bedroom in the middle of the night when I'm your freaking grandfather. And I said, hi, honey, I'm just coming to check on you. And you had a nervous breakdown and meltdown because your first time seeing a ghost flipped you out because you were believing what Zach Baggins had told you, what the Warrens had told you, all the mythology you had bought into all of your life. You see me and you know I'm your goddamn grandfather, but you're having a meltdown because I appeared in front of you. Whose fault is it then? Bingo. What do you think about Charles Manson's friend? I got to go back and see whether it was Charles Manson. Paroled. Oh shit, yeah, my parents and brother all died and they don't visit me. Nicole, both of my parents died, my grandparents, all of my parents' family and friends have all passed away that I grew up with, whose homes I went to on holidays and spent time with them and hanging out on vacations. Not one single friend or relative has ever come to visit me. And I kind of say, well, I don't know why, but I saw, gosh darn, what's his face? Jay Sebring. He never went to... No, Manson did go to Tate's house many times before Tate was living there. And then after Tate was living there, he went there in March of 1969 to go look for Terry Melcher, the producer of the Beach Boys, and he couldn't find him because he was moved out a month earlier. And Sharon was there, and that's how he knew that Sharon Tate was living in that house. So the myth that Manson didn't know who was living there at the time of the murders is 100% verified false. He knew. I think they're at peace. Look, just because spirits visit, somehow we've decried them as being earthbound spirits. They're not at ease. They're not on the other side. They're not capable. I think that's another hokey-pokey bunch of bullshit. Spirits can do what the hell they want, when they want, where they want, how they want, and nothing that human beings have come up with as an explanation has really satisfied me from what I've seen, because they do what they want to do. It's not like they're earthbound or not earthbound. I think that they transit between the earth and their plane of existence like that, as they wish. You know, Charlie, that guy was besties with him. No, he was besties with what's his name? I forgot his name. God damn, what's his... Dennis Wilson. He was friends with Dennis Wilson, but Charlie was a grifter and basically, as we would call him today, he was a couch surfer. He had the girls move into Dennis Wilson's house and take over, and Wilson got wise to it and basically got rid of Charlie after he was being a pain in the ass and a user. That's why. The fur pit. Near the fire pit, you meant, not the fur pit. Well, MB, if she did knock it over in the office, I would probably hear it. But Marsha, the point is they didn't do that. That's what I'm trying to say to you. They didn't haunt him. That's really starting from the scene. Emily, yeah, that's, it's, I don't think they intentionally are trying to inflict pain. I think it's just the way each one of us is wired, that we feel different sensations, interpret them differently, is what I just heard. We interpret the sensations differently. And what they're however they're manifesting is not to scare us or to hurt us. It's literally the limitations of their ability to manifest and to do what they can do. That's what I think. Mangle's Child Mansion. You lost me at that one, Marsha. I didn't quite understand that. Look, crap, I've been on for 2 minutes, 2 hours and 8.5 minutes. I want to wrap this up in a minute and a half. Okay, I'll do that, Marsha, no sweat. Look, again, come back and go to the event. Oh, where the hell's the event? Crap. I'm going to send it. All right, I'm going to post this up for everybody to go to. I want you to go to the event and by all means, get tickets. Go get your tickets to the event. It's going to be a hoot and a hell. Here. Oh, this is the movie. No, not. All right, crap. All right, here. Here you go. Here you go. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Going to copy this. All right, so it'll be more than 10. Oh, God. Ooh, God almighty. Let me do this. Well, I know I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Here's the thing on the movie. Let me go find that stupid thing on the event. I'm not talking the event stupid. I got to find the stupid information on the event is what I said. Crack. Where does it go? Where does it go? Where does it go? Where does it go? Oh, there it went. All right, let me do this for Steve. All right, like I said, I want you guys to get your tickets to the movie and watch the movie. It's $3.99 for 3 days rental. You'll enjoy it. It's an original story. I promise you, you won't have as much fun as watching The Matrix, but you'll have just as much fun as watching Barbie for different reasons. Because it's an original story. No knock on Barbie. Wasn't my crap anyways, but here's the event. Here is the link to the event on event on Friday, April 12th. Here at my home, aka hashtag the Omen House, not Omen, Omen. So do me a favor, guys. Get this. You'll enjoy it. Stream forever. You're kidding me. Nice to meet you too, Ren. You're a smart kid. You're a smart guy, and I think you get it. You understand. It's about thinking, not buying into everything you're told and stuff you watch on television. As I was taught as a young man, always ask the question. Don't be afraid to ask the question, because by asking the question, you gain knowledge. If you don't ask the questions, you can't learn, you can't gain knowledge, you can't get your understanding. And by the way, when people tell you stuff that doesn't ring true, remember that. If it doesn't ring true to you, do the research. See if you can find out what it is that the truth is. No, I've never done a cameo. I'd love to, I'm in the room your father died in. Marcia, you know he's around you. Who bought I think Zach Baggins bought the tape door, as a matter of fact, Craig, for like $20,000. Great to hear it, Lee. Again, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. Kansas boy? Well, I thank you very much, Kansas boy. It's a pleasure. If you stop it, Dan, what the hell? It's posted for you to even finish typing it. Very funny, I know. I don't see my mother and my father, but I feel their presence. That's what it is. Fucking thanks, Ren. I appreciate that. But like I said, ask questions. You won't find out unless you ask questions. And even the wrong answers can help you to learn, because you know in your heart and your head what is and what isn't true and what doesn't make sense. And again, if it doesn't make sense, keep asking questions and start thinking beyond what you're told, that information you're given, that little box that they tell you about. Think outside the box. Always think outside the box to answer questions. And remember, the most important thing you can say and think about is, and it was told to me years ago, follow the money. And what that means is if there's somebody selling something, if somebody's promoting something, ask yourself, do they make money? And where's an angle? Always look for the angle at where there is. In my case, I have no angle. I got a book I can't sell you because I don't have it. I got a movie out there that I made some 20 years ago and then had spent 19 years ago and spent 15 years creating 5, 6, 7, 10 different versions of the movie. 10 versions. Look, everybody knows about Rocky, and it took Sylvester Stallone 10 years. It took me 19, and it's finally out. And it's the version I'm most happy with and pleased with that people have resonated so well with, that people actually enjoy the movie and find it interesting. So go spread the word about my movie, share it with your friends, and get that out there. Stallone was named after you. Except Stallone's older than you by a few decades, so let's not go there. Emily, I wish you deepest blessings, and just know that they're around you. Your relatives and your father are around you and are there to support you, and they're not there to scare you. They're there because you are their love, and they're in your heart, and that's why they're around you. Just remember that. PJ, we're going to try to do something. We'll do some intercuts, but it's going to be a little difficult. A, because this is the first time I've ever done something with them, and I don't know. I just have a feeling it's going to be a lot of Wednesday the 10th. I probably can guarantee you that I will be streaming from here at the house on that day when we do the social media influencers that are coming here in the run through. Why the hell not? It should be interesting. It'll be a first for me, so I can certainly, break away and do some live streaming from that so you guys can help it. Well, MBLEX, I've actually self-published it, so I have my own publishing company. But get in touch with me. Get in touch with me. Don't fucking do that to me now. Get in touch with me through the omenhouse.com. My email's on there. Get in touch with me. We can talk about what we can do with that. Thanks, Jill. I appreciate it. Oh, God. Jesus, Marsha, I feel so. You're a good daughter, Marsha. What can I say? On the 10th, you'll see stuff on the 10th. Like I said, we'll be promoting the event for the 12th because I'm sure we might have a few tickets left on the 10th that we'd like to get out there. The only ghost we don't know won't go away. Well, I think it has to do with the fact that our relatives can't, that it would be too big of a crutch for us if our relatives that had passed away came back and spent time with us. We wouldn't be able to let go for, I would think, great majority of people would not be able to deal with that loss and still deal with the fact that their spirits are coming back to visit them. And I saw the kitty video. Well, on Facebook. I'm no longer on Facebook. I've been banned. Thanks, Ron. I appreciate it. And again, everybody, I've been on for 2 hours and 16 minutes. Oh, dear God. It's not the way it should be. In any event, everybody out there, get the movie, share it with your friends, tell your friends to see the movie, etc., etc. Well, I appreciate that, band. So, and get the movie. Let's make this movie go viral so we can tell Hollywood enough with remakes, enough with half-bakes, enough with comic books, enough with DC and Marvel, and making these god-awful movies of shallow depth. Oh, we're giving them characters. They're comic books, kids. I don't care if you want to call them graphic novels. I call them what they are. They're comic books. That's it. These are comic book superheroes, and it's great, but you don't have a lot of usage of the superhero in the reality of today. You can cosplay it all the way you want, but you don't get to learn much about things of your own self in reality in those movies. Is what I mean. And just it's great entertainment, but at a certain point, movies are supposed to move you emotionally, not just to make you happy and enthralled with the violence and of these characters blowing each other up and doing their superhuman strength efforts and whatever. It's the things that matter in life that you have that we don't have the likes of that much anymore. These quality films that really explore the human condition outside of the superhuman condition, which doesn't exist because it's fantasy land. That's all. No, it doesn't, Marsha. Nobody can find me. Well, I appreciate that agreement there, Red Baron. Suspense movies, life movies, stories about reality, things that are real to people in life, not just about violence and about the mafia and about slasher films and about fantasy gore flicks. That's all great and dandy, but we've lost so much quality, valuable stories that we've made out to nothingness. Yeah, well, they should start using some good novels and making them, not just 50 Shades of Grey. Anyways, everybody, yeah, I know I have to paint my office. No, I didn't paint the office. The walls are empty of my Jack Johnson collection. Oh yeah, and by the way, Sunday at the Memorabilia Connection in Las Vegas. I'll put that goddamn link up there so you can see that. Yeah, I got this auction going on at the Memorabilia Connection, and I want you guys, memorabilia experts, there it is, on April 7th. That's what it is, April 7th. I should put this out there, stupid ass I am. Yeah, this is my vintage boxing auction. If you guys want to, and I'm serious, if you want to buy a haunted item, if you believe in such things, vintage auction, I'm going to say this, David Oman's private vintage boxing collection. This is where you can get it. Auction is this Sunday, April 7th. April 7th. At this company. So go there. This is my private boxing collection. These items have been in my house, some of them for over 15, 20 years. Every single item that you see there at this auction was owned by me, was in this house for at least 10 years, because that's what's up for auction. So yeah, Pawn Stamp, please see the movie. Tell your friends, share it. It's $3.99 for a 3-day rental. I think that everybody on the planet can, I shouldn't say that, a lot of people can afford it. Again, with the thing I know. No, my YouTube channel is free. My channel is free. No, I could not. I can't, virtual grift. That stuff is free at, here we go, YouTube, oh goddamn, youtube.com/David Oman. It is free. You can check it out there and check it. That's April 9th is my birthday. Someone gave me an eclise. Eclise? What's an eclise? No, I don't want that. I appreciate that. Do me a favor. You can do better by telling your friends to rent the movie. A few dollars is great, but getting 10,000 people to rent the movie would be much better for me. Even 20,000 people to rent the movie would be super great, but that's what we're talking about. Let's rent the movie, get people to see the movie. Let's get a big buzz going. Whoever is out there that can help me break this bank and make this movie big and get it out there so the studios will take notice and get this on television. Do that voodoo that you do so well. For me. Thank you. Everybody, Eclipse. Oh, yeah, for the Eclipse. Sunglasses Eclipse. Come in, Eclipse. Man, you're too funny. Anyways, I'm out of here. Omen out. You guys take care. Rent the movie. Tell your friends. Enjoy yourself. Get in touch and be safe. And again, from the Omen House to all of you, thank you very much for watching and have a very good night. It's not farewell, it's good night, and I will see you again soon.